Hey. Great morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. How you feeling?
Feeling great.
Awesome. I see people are still hopping in. That's awesome. I'm giving everybody the ability to unmute themselves. Just use that power accordingly. Everyone's been on a webinar where somebody unmutes themselves by accident. So let's be mindful of that. My name is Michael. I'm the Chief Recruiting Officer here at Global Premier Benefits. I'm going to be the guy behind the camera, behind the scenes, clicking through slides, answering questions, all that stuff. So if you do have a question, feel free to type it in the chat, and definitely don't forget to take a lot of notes, right? Because this is going to be a very informative session today. And there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going on towards the end of the session that we're very excited about. Oh my goodness. There's going to be something very special towards the end, exclusively for those on this call that are brand new to Global, or at least looking at us for the first time, maybe trying to find a new home for AEP. So there's definitely something towards the end there you guys want to pay attention to. So we're very excited. We have a lot of content we're going to try and breeze through today, so we are good stewards of your time. And then also, I just want to touch on a couple pieces for today's agenda, right? We are going to review the Cigna Medicare value proposition for AEP this year. We've got a couple hot details across the country for Cigna Medicare. There's a couple perks and really market-specific items that we want to touch on. Then we'll shift over to the global value proposition, which is going to really dive a little deeper on who we are, what we do, all that kind of stuff. And then we'll talk about some current campaigns and co-op marketing opportunities for you and your business this year, okay? So it's something I know we always have a lot going on, which is very exciting. But something that we're very, very excited about most recently was we were actually proud to earn the top spot with Cigna Medicare to be the top FMO in terms of distribution partners for the 13th straight year. Not to toot our own horn, but toot. We really outdone ourselves again, even through the pandemic, man, even through all the challenges, the ups and downs, all the changes, everything, we're still getting it done and making it happen. You can see there our founder and CEO, Tony Holland, on the left, Miss Elizabeth Davis, she's the VP of National Broker Distribution in the middle, and then Miss Kathy Holland, Tony's wife, she's our CFO as well, there on the right. Man, we are making things happen here at Global, and as you'll see momentarily, you'll see all the things we have going on behind the scenes, and we're so excited and thankful for you guys to join. But without further ado, I'd actually like to introduce the man, the myth, the legend, the COVID fighting champ, Mr. Tony Holland. Tony, are you there?
Yeah, man. Thank you for that. Appreciate that introduction, man. I'm in round 7, man. I'm fighting a good fight against COVID, man. I'm up on points though. I feel like so I'll apologize if I'm a little rough today. I'm fighting a good fight against COVID, and it's just reminds me of that movie with Denzel Washington. COVID ain't got nothing on me, so dealing with it for the second time. It's like a year ago I was dealing with this. Thankfully, I'm not in the hospital like last year, but I'm going to give you guys my best today, and just really, really excited about what you guys are going to hear. I've been with Cigna for 13 years. It's been an incredible ride. And we've been through, the adversities, I could name them all, from the sanctions for 19 months, going through COVID. We had our record year during COVID, and I attribute a lot of that success to the team we have in the global organization, and also the great leadership we have with Cigna. And you're going to hear today from a gentleman, Tom Bryan. He's an incredible individual, about some amazing benefits I'm excited about. And that $20,000 dental, that's huge. The Cigna Healthy Today card with the flex benefits, I think that's amazing. About the $75 his health risk assessment you guys are going to get on top of the commissions. They're expanding. He's going to talk about expansion, in New York City, Kentucky, Virginia. They're in 28 states now. It's pretty impressive. And what I like most, because I'm going to tell you this, you can have the best benefits out there. And I've been doing this for 13 years. I've seen it all, the good, bad, and the ugly. You're going to have great benefits. You're going to be expanding your market. But if you don't have the providers, you're in trouble. Am I right or wrong? If you don't have doctors who are going to take the plan, then all those benefits mean nothing. So this year, I'm excited that they've added another 167,000 providers. They're almost up to 400,000 providers. That's freaking amazing. And their leadership's amazing and the best in class. I've worked with every carrier you name them in the industry. And I've never seen anything like Cigna's leadership. And Tom leads the way on that. Tom's a national broker strategist for Cigna. He spent 30 years, get this, 30 years, longer than some of you guys have been alive. He doesn't show it. He probably started when he was 12. But 30 years in the Medicare industry. He's driving growth with Global in over 28 states now. And he's just an amazing individual, a good family man, just a good all-around guy, hard worker. And what I was most impressed about Tom is that when he started last year, he dived in. I mean, he went right at it. And he flew out. What I love this year, he flew out each and every one of our team leaders to meet with him one-on-one. I've never had anyone do that for our team. They've done webinars, they made the phone calls. Most don't out there in the industry. You're just a number on the list. But Tom truly does care. He cares about us. He cares about the agents. He cares about the agency directors. He flew out and met with each and every one of our team leaders. And I truly appreciate that. That just, to me, anybody can say the right things, but it's about doing the right things. Actions speak way louder than words. Can I get an amen on that? I thought I'd get an amen. But Tom leads by example. And we're just so honored and proud to have him part of our family. He's going to go through some great things about the first look expectations and the unique market perks. Let's give it up for Tom Bryan. Tom, you there?
I'm here. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me here today. Ready to get into it. So there we go. So my job today is to, you're going to hear me. We're talking about 2023. We just released our first look. We're a few weeks back. Clearly we filed our benefits. We hope to hear back in mid-August for final approval, and you'll hear more about how we'll get deeper into. But in the short period of time I have today, I just want to kind of get some of the big highlights. And of course, those of you who want to go deeper, we'll talk about that at the end. You can go to the next one, please, Michael. Again, this is, Tony mentioned, I've been doing this for 30 years. I came to Cigna, actually in 2 weeks will be my 1-year anniversary. And, I came because I really liked, as Tony said, I love the leadership team here. I saw the direction that they're going in. And you'll see in a few more slides, I mean, we're talking about a Fortune 13 company that just has so much runway to take off in the Medicare space. And it's been a great first year for me. Love working with your group, and just really excited about not only the growth that we'll have for 2023, but still plugging. We can still sell for even 8-1 and the rest of 2022 as well. So go ahead to the next one, please, Michael. Every company, you're going to see a slide that looks something like this, and I'm going to read this one. It's, as a global health service company, Cigna's mission is to improve the health, well-being, peace of mind of those we serve by making healthcare simple, affordable, and predictable. And I see that on all of our internal meetings. I see it in almost every deck that we do. And yeah, it's words on a slide sometimes, but being here for the last year, I see it every day in our employees, in our agents like yourselves who are selling it. And it's really, it's walking the walk, like Tony said. I almost thought about taking the slide out last night. I said, no, I've got to, because this is a big part of what we do. And when you sell our product, you can feel proud about what you're putting a consumer into. You can go to the next one, please. A little bit about, our company. And I mentioned, at the bottom, we're a Fortune 13 company. So, that was important to me, making a decision to come here is, I wanted to come to a company that was financially stable, that was investing in what we're doing. Tony kind of mentioned, the broad Medicare network, and we just see that continue to grow. And it's not just in our new markets, but we listen to our agents. And we find in key markets where we're already selling, if we're missing some key provider groups, our teams are out there getting them, worked out. Another big part of that too is, we've changed over the years where so much of what we do is online today. And so we have tremendous investments as well in our online lookup tool. Most of that, some of those enhancements went in place a little over a month ago. So if you're already with us, I hope you've seen some of the improvements. And again, that's based on a lot of your agent feedback. It's the timeliness of it, as well as the accuracy of getting these providers loaded so you can do your job. Pharmacy-wide, you won't have any problem as a member finding a place to get your prescriptions filled. We have 67,000 plus pharmacies. And on top of that, we own Express Scripts, which is one of the largest mail order. So we'll always, have good opportunities for people to get their prescriptions. And there's even cost savings for our members if they do use our mail order. Mental health, as Tony mentioned, COVID and this pandemic, mental health was always, an important part for many people. But we've seen with all the changes in the last 2 years, such an increase in the need for mental health. And we've increased our network by over 70% over the last couple of years. And while it doesn't say that on the slide, we also have MD Live, which is a virtual option as well, which we can talk more about down the road. You can go to the next one, please. Star ratings. This is something that the federal government or CMS came out with several years back. And it's like, nope, your quality of your plan is going to dictate, how you're financed as an organization. You can't just throw benefits out there and hope for the best. You've got to deliver on quality. So we work with, Cigna has a long history of working with providers that are value-based. And the more you work with us, you'll learn more about that. We have some great national providers. We have great local providers, but it's all about taking care of the member, keeping them healthy as best we can, and keeping them out of the hospital whenever possible. Again, we have 89% of our plans now are in 4-star or higher. It's 12% increase. And the new star ratings will be coming out in early October, which is when they release them each year. We anticipate that Florida will be a 5-star plan for the 5th straight year. And we're hoping that in several of our 4.5-star markets that we're going to get bumped up to the 5-star. That gives us the ability to sell year-round in those markets. So just keep, all the things that go on behind the scenes that I think, we feel very optimistic about the direction we're heading with that. And let's talk a little bit about some of the highlights of 2023. Go ahead, Michael. I was actually on a internal call yesterday, and it was close to 2 hours. So I'm gonna do my best in about the next 10 minutes to hit some of the highlights. But certainly, we're going to be doing more training in the markets, online, what have you. So you'll have plenty of opportunities. So we've got, we're in 26 states and DC today. As Tony mentioned, we're expanding into 2 new markets, and you can see the green stars in the state of Kentucky as well as New York. But I pulled this one out because I think it's better than a different one. It doesn't make, when you look at the number of counties that we're expanding in, so while those are 2 brand new states, and New York, I think, is going to be critical for us. We're opening up about 10 of the counties up there. I'm coming in with some really good PPO products in that area. The network is being built out, and I feel pretty confident about how we're going to come in up there. So if you are licensed in New York, some great opportunities. Kentucky really is more of an expansion of our Ohio market, where Ohio has just a gold star in it because we're in Cleveland today, but we're expanding into Cincinnati, Columbus, Dayton. We don't have a D-SNP product today, but we're expanding the D-SNP and that's for people that have both Medicare and Medicaid, into every one of our Ohio counties. I look at Virginia. While it's not a new state because we have a little bit that touches up to Tennessee, we are open in the Richmond, Virginia market, which is about 13 counties. Really fresh new market for us. Down in the south, we're opening up Palm Beach, Broward, which is down south near Miami. big expansion there. And then up the coast in Jacksonville, we're doing that as well. When I look at states like Arizona, doesn't have a star next to it. So we didn't add any new counties, but boy, we came in strong with today. We have an HMO product. We're coming in with an additional HMO product with a Part B give back, which I'll touch on later, and 2 PPO options. So you'll see that in every one of our markets where even if we didn't expand geographically, we have more product offerings, a broader portfolio, because again, as you all know, with the Medicare plans, it's not one size fits all. So we have a lot of different options for people to choose from. I know I'm missing on some of the states. Texas is a major state for us, and I can't leave off the state of Illinois and Pennsylvania, states where Cigna has historically done very strong in membership, kind of treaded water a little bit this year, but we will be making up for that in 2023. We are coming in with some phenomenal benefits in both Illinois and Pennsylvania next year. So you'll see the slide over there to the left where it just talks about 107 new counties, but when we're expanding HMO into 114, definitely getting bigger on the PPO portfolio side with 173 new counties that today don't have PPO. And we're getting stronger with the DSNP for both Medicare and Medicaid. Next slide, please. And then this is just, kind of some highlights. And, in the interest of time, I won't be able to go over everything on there, but these are some of the new things that we're adding. And I put dental on here, and I am going to talk about dental because I think we have best-in-class dental. If somebody is looking for a dental plan, I'll be covering that on a separate slide. We have a new something brand new coming in January called the Cigna Healthy Today card, which I'll be talking about. And then we've got some new to Cigna type items we'll be adding mostly on the DSNP plans where assistance on paying your utilities. We're expanding our grocery allowance on most dual SNP plans in 23. We have even a pet allowance, which is kind of new to us. Which is going to give up to $300, I believe, per quarter to help those with their pets. We have fitness benefits on almost all of our plans, but we're introducing in some markets an additional allowance that allows members to pay for maybe equipment and other things that they can have for those that would rather spend their money, enhancing their exercise benefit. We offer dental, vision, and hearing on pretty much every single one of our plans. But we're having some additional for some of the dual plans, the ability to add some additional cash that they can use for either dental, vision, or hearing in the event that they need more than what their benefit provides. And caregiver support is another one that we won't have time to cover today. But as I'm have just spent a few days with my parents and they're aging, and God bless, they're doing fine. But there comes a time when we have to take care of our family members, and it can be a little bit stressful from time to time. So more to come on that. But we don't just want to provide care for our member, but sometimes we need to provide some additional support for the caregiver as well. So I'm glad to see that Cigna recognizes that and is putting some benefits towards it. Go ahead, Michael. So dental, and boy, I mentioned before, I think we've got the strongest dental in the market. So when you look at our plans, the dental benefit could be a dental HMO, which you see on the left, or it could be a plan that offers just an allowance. Most of our PPO products have the allowance. The HMOs are kind of about 50-50. Some markets do offer the DHMO, and then some of the markets, mostly in the Southeast, are still with the allowance as we continue to build out our dental network. But in some of our big markets, PA, Illinois, Texas, we do offer the dental HMO. It's tied to many of our plans. And we introduced something in 2022, and it's a phenomenal plan, but it was a little bit clunky and hard to understand. Sometimes when you looked in the benefits, it would say 0 to 85. So we're cleaning all that up. But we went ahead and put a cap on it but it's $20,000. So we've been asked by a lot of people who've seen this since the first looks came out and even doing the certifications, did we accidentally put an extra zero in there? And no, you are seeing that correctly. It is $20,000. We don't expect, we want our members to get the care that they need, and we don't want, them to have to worry about going over the limit. But so we did put a 20,000 on there. Whether anybody actually gets to that number or not, I guess we'll see as 2023 rolls along. Now, one thing that we did do, if you do sell our dual special needs plans, those in 2022 had some copays that were a little challenging in a couple of areas, and we've removed that on the DSNP plans. So it'll have a $20,000 maximum on the dual special needs plans, and they've removed almost all copays. There's going to be a few areas out there for some of that really, really high type items where there could be some copays. I'm even told, I haven't seen the fee schedule yet, that dentures will be included for the duals. For our non-duals, we've removed almost all of the copays in anything preventive related and on a few other items, which we'll get, again, the details on the schedule of that. But it's going to be a great, great benefit for 2023. On the allowance, you can't get any easier than this, because we allow you, as you can see at the bottom, to go to any licensed dentist. So some people are kind of picky about who they want to go to. So that's just, they would give up the 20,000 and say, give me whether it's $1,000, $1,500, up to $3,500 in some markets. But I can go to any dentist and have all of these services covered, as long as, they're not cosmetic. And so that's a great benefit. But what we've changed for next year is while they can go to any licensed dentist, if they go to a dentist that is in the Cigna Dental Network next year, they will get our contracted rate. So if they had a $1,500 benefit and they went to a non-contracted dentist, they would pay the normal rate. But if they went to a dentist that's in our network, and again, they don't have to, but if they did, their benefit dollars would go farther. And we will be doing a lot more training at the local level, because this is something we get probably more questions about than any other benefit that we offer. Thank you, Michael. Next slide, please. And there's going to be a lot more to come on this one too. I mentioned this earlier. This is something we are introducing for 2023. So I'll do my best to give an overview today, and again, more to come later. So this is going to be a card. And just for some of you that might already be familiar with us, we introduced a Visa Cash Card in some markets this year. We have some products that have a grocery card. We have an OTC benefit. But what Cigna has decided to do is we're going to take all those benefits and we are going to put them on one card. So the idea on this one is when you enroll someone, this begins in January. So when you enroll someone during AEP for a January 1 effective date, and while most of those will be done by December 7th, we'll get some enrollments, I hope, after December 7th. But our goal is to have this card in home prior to 1/1 for every single one of our members. Now, the benefits will not be loaded and usable until January 1st, but our goal is to get the cards in home prior to 1/1. So what we're doing, if you look at the little wheel on the left, their OTC benefit, which today with Cigna is strictly catalog and mail, we will be introducing an in-store option, and this single card is what they would be using to access their in-store OTC benefits. For many of our DSNP plans, we'll be adding a grocery allowance. So while the cash card that we had in select markets this year will be going away, we're increasing the benefits in those markets on the grocery allowance, and we'll have plenty of retail vendors where they can go and get those benefits as well. A few other things where, again, the RICS, that stands for Reduction in Cost Share on Dental, Vision, and Hearing. We're testing that in, I believe, Illinois and Connecticut. So if you're in those markets, we'll get you properly trained on that. But that's just something we're introducing on a handful of plans in a few of those. And it's added benefits on top of their their plan benefits for dental, vision, and hearing. We also, I mentioned before, have a utility assistance, which will help pay for their power bill, or I believe even gas and a few other things. We'll give you the specifics on what that benefit can be used for. And, people are going through some hard financial times right now, so we think that is going to be a popular benefit. Our pet assistance is tied to some of our military plans, or plans that are really geared towards the veterans. And I'll talk about that in a few more slides. And again, most of our plans, we work with a great company called Silver and Fit, which has phenomenal gym memberships and lots of access to gyms. But this would be in some of the plans where we would give additional dollars that they would be able to access, buy some equipment and other things for people who are a little more serious. I think you can even buy things like Fitbits and different things like that as well. But more details to come when we do our deeper dives. And lastly is our rewards and our incentives. And I talked before about Cigna being serious about our members accessing care. We've been doing this for years, where we actually, our members this year in 2022, if they go in for their annual physical, they're eligible to get a $50 gift card to Amazon, Target, or Walmart. We're doing away with that next year. And now it will just go on to this single card. So our members won't have 3, 4, 5 cards in their wallet. They'll have one card, and all of these benefits they'll be able to access from a single card. Pretty excited about that for next year. Go ahead, Michael. I've touched on this just a little bit for OTC. We have a great partner, which is Convey, and that's who we are using today. It's mail order. They do have an online option where they can go on and order their supplies and have them shipped to their home. But the big thing for us is we heard loud and clear from you all, our agents, as well as a lot of our members, is that they would like to also have an in-store option. So our retail list, I've heard some of the popular ones that are on there, clearly Walmart, but there's a lot more on there. We'll be getting the list of exactly where our members will be able to utilize their benefits. Many of our members prefer the mail order. They might have transportation issues or whatever the reason, they just like it. So we're going to continue that option if that's what they want to do, but they'll have the option of in-store or by using, they can call in and get the message, but whatever they need to do. Next slide, Michael. All right, and the grocery allowance, I mentioned this again. I haven't seen the final list, but I just, when I hear about talking to our partners about how this is going to be rolling out, I know we're going to have plenty of places to go. These will be monthly benefits that they can buy all types of, whether it's bread, milk, meat, cheese, fruits, vegetables. I think there's 8 categories, things that all of us are going to buy on a month-to-month basis. And we want to make sure our members, have the funds to get some of those, food items that they'll be able to get. So this will be tied to many of our D-SNP plans. And like I mentioned before, if you're in a market with the cash card today, most likely you're going to be seeing an enhancement on getting the grocery allowance or possibly the utility or in some cases both. And again, those benefits will be loaded to that single card that I just mentioned. These will be, they need to use these monthly. They don't roll over month to month. Go ahead, Michael. And the utility allowance, again, and there we go. I wasn't sure if I left this one in there. So yeah, it could be used for certain utility services, home, gas, electric, water, sanitation, internet utility bills. And, the low end would be $25 on certain plans, could be up to $100. Mostly on D-SNP plans and selected markets that chose to offer this benefit. And it's a quarterly benefit, but once again, all the benefits are loaded to that single card. We're really trying to make it simple and affordable, as I said before, for our members. Go ahead, Michael. And another one we heard about loud and clear is why doesn't Cigna participate in this insulin saving program? So we will be doing this in almost all of our markets. Now, our D-SNP plans or people with LIS don't need this because they would already be, paying a lower copay. but this will put insulin on the rest of our plans at $35 per month at a tier 3. And, again, just a very, very important benefit. It needs to be affordable. If you are a diabetic and you are dependent on insulin, you cannot go without it. So we've definitely enhanced this benefit. Now, I will add that Florida and I think Arizona are going to have some plans that are even better than this. Okay, so but bare minimum, we'll be offering this on all the rest of the plans. But I believe Arizona has a plan today that's about $8 for insulin, and I'm told that Florida will have 1 or 2 plans that will even be lower than that as well. So as you're getting trained in your local markets, those guys will go deeper and let you know how exactly that's going to work. Next slide, please. All right. And this one is, we hear a lot about this. Keep going. New plans. And it's not really new, but we are doing some significant expansion. So we do have markets today where we will give people money back in their Part B. So you see, if you own a television, you would have seen ads over the last few years talks about getting money back into your Social Security check. And that's what this is. So we've expanded this. And boy, when you go into the local market trainings, if you have a copy of our first look, we actually did include at the end of each region, Southeast, Northeast, West, etc. It has every plan that will have those in it, and it has the amount that we have filed for CMS. As I said before, our plans are not CMS approved yet. We hope to see that soon. But this is for that consumer that is, looking to get money back in their Part B, back in their Social Security check. This is a great option to have. It may not be the best option for everyone. Some are better off just taking a straight 0 premium and having lower copays. But that's what I was telling you before, is now we're going to have that portfolio approach in so many of our markets where if this is what someone wants, and maybe they don't, they're willing to take a little bit higher risk for hospital copay, this is an excellent plan. Some markets out there today, you'll see as high as 20% of the Medicare Advantage population is going with this type of program. So we're coming in really strong in the Carolinas, in Texas, and in several other markets, Arizona, where we don't have one today, where we haven't seen everybody else's benefits yet, but we think we will be towards the top in not only the amount, but it's not just the amount, as Tony said. We're also putting them with a quality company, with a solid network, so that in the event they need to, get benefits and something happens, they have a really strong company that stands behind them. Keep going. And then another area that we are really pressing forward in is our MA only plan. So many of our veterans get their prescription drugs through the VA. We also have a lot of members out there, or people out there, that don't want to sign up for a Part D plan, or maybe it was so long ago that they didn't, that the penalties would be too much. So we offer MA only plans. We're rebranding them. So if you sell us today, you might know it as the fundamental plan, but we are changing our brand to the Courage plan. We are also creating some really nice marketing pieces for those of you who work with the military population or want to work with the military population, and to have better ways of getting in front of them and showing them the value of these plans. I mentioned the pet allowance, which is tied to some of these plans, because there's for service connected pets and different things like that. But we really looked at the benefits that we offered on these plans, and we thought about what would many of our veterans already be able to access through the VA, and what are some of the things that they don't get through the VA, such as dental. And so we tried to tailor the plan and make it richer in the areas that they might not be receiving benefits right now. So you're going to see a lot more about this, and I think our marketing teams are going to really create some great stuff for us to promote it both nationally, but also to put it in your hands where you can put your name, your number on it, and market to this population if that's what you want to do. Well, keep going. I mentioned this before, and Tony touched on it. We were told, hey, some of these markets, you guys got to get up and running with your network. We have a goal nationally where we have such a strong commercial presence, as many of you know. Cigna, very strong in the business space with commercial health plans, big networks. But with Medicare, you don't need as big a network, but we need to beef it up. So our goal is to get to 80% of our commercial network in our key markets. We've already achieved that in many, and our teams are working tirelessly every day on those key providers to close any gaps that we may still have of adding key PCP groups, specialists, and hospital systems. I've already, gone over our product investments, and I feel really good going into this coming AEP. I think we've really hit it out of the park with some of the opportunities that we are going to have this year. When you submit an application with Cigna, if you complete a health risk assessment, we will pay you, the agent, $75 for completing the HRA. And unlike a lot of carriers, that's on all applications with Cigna. You do not have to use our Connect Your DRX tool. We prefer that you use an electronic format, but even if you take a paper application, there's no restrictions with Cigna on how you take the initial application of whether you can complete an HRA or not. So the commissions, I know Tony will talk about, are great in this industry. It's a great opportunity. CMS increases the amounts every year. But on top of that, you can earn an additional $75 per application by taking an extra 5 to 10 minutes to complete this form. And I talked before, we have great value-based providers. And just to add to that, since I already covered it, is we have many value-based providers that want to work with our local agents and growing, and it's great connections. I know you all already in some of your PA market and Tennessee and some of the other areas are already doing it, but we have more and more of them coming to us saying, which agents want to help us grow. So great opportunities out there as well. Keep going. And this is I moved this to the back. I'm just one person here. I get to support Holland Group nationally, and we have a great working relationship. But boy, we have phenomenal field leaders in every market. We've got our sales directors, and then under them we have our broker sales managers. They are out on the street every day. Local market knowledge and support. It could be something as simple as, I read something in the book, it didn't make sense. They're the ones that will tell you this is what that means. Or a doctor, this, that, and the other. They can answer all those questions. How do you sell in this market? They know our competition, and they can tell you how to position Cigna to best, make the sale. If you just want help with business planning, they can assist with that too. I mentioned some marketing pieces. They are the ones that, if you can't find it online, can help you find marketing pieces. And sometimes it just never hurts to have bend someone's ear to kind of tell them what your thoughts are. tweak what you're going to be able to do out there. Our value proposition, I said that, the training and coaching, again, we've been, tied up for 2 years, but now our team's back out on the street. We had so many restrictions of whether we could do live trainings or whether people felt comfortable coming. I think we're hopefully over most of that now, but we still do a lot of virtual as well, but we will get out into the field and work with you on that. If you ever have we have a great Carl support too, but if you, which is our agent support national line, but our broker managers can assist with things on that too. And if you need a kit or any other enrollment materials, they usually keep their trunks full for if you find yourself in a jam. Next slide. And I've kind of said this as we've gone along. I think we're in great position for 2023. Again, we will continue to listen to you, our agents. We have gotten a lot of things right this year. We know it won't be perfect, but we're going to continue to work with you, and whatever we need to do to get this thing, up where it's easy for you to do business with us as an agent, easy for your members. We have a great team, as Tony said, on our national leadership. They'll put whatever they have to do behind it, whether it's investing in the products or investing in the infrastructure. And again, the last bullet there is just, we're building our future with you in mind. This is truly a partnership. So much of our sales do come from the broker community. I think it's about 65 to 70% of our sales come from independent agents like yourself. And so you are truly partners with us, and we're in this together. So I think that might be it for me, unless we just have some questions, Tony, but we'll go to that.
Great job. Great job. So real quick, Tom, I'm going to tell you, I really like the courage plan for the vets. That was, to me, really hit home for me, being part of a military family. And so I know there's going to be an upcoming, Tom, Cigna Medicare market deep dive for each and every market. That should be coming up in the next few weeks. Am I correct on that?
That is correct. And, that's where they'll go more specific about, we have 2 HMOs and 3 PPOs and the dual SNP, and they'll get into the real nitty gritty on all those benefits. And, if you're selling nationally, that's one thing, but if you're only selling in, 1 or 2 markets, boy, they'll get as deep as you all need to on those.
And we'll make sure everyone on this call gets a link to each and every one of those sessions. Next slide, Michael. Any questions? Questions for Tom, please. I'm sure there's a few out there. Go ahead and unmute yourself or chat them. Do we have any chats in there, Michael, for Mr. Tom Bryan?
This is Wesley Norris. I got a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, right now there are, I think, 2 D-SNPs in the Arizona area. Is Cigna planning on putting a D-SNP in this area? Because I think it would be a great market for them.
Yeah, Wesley, I don't disagree with you. This is where I would refer you back to Jack Martin and his team. I'm sure you know them, but I think there may be a restriction on whether we can, because we don't have a Medicaid contract in that state. I could be wrong about that one, but I know there's some states that there are reasons, governmental reasons why we cannot do that. We've got some great expansion in Arizona, but D-SNP for 2023 is not going to be one of those.
Okay, well, no problem. Because I'm loving the benefits and changes that you're making for 2023. I was concerned on how in the world could you make the Alliance plan better, but you guys seem to have pulled it off. So I'm extremely happy about that.
Yeah, great question. Great question. Awesome.
Yeah, love to hear it. I'm glad you're excited about what you see, and hopefully Jack and his team out there, he's hired some great new people. Anthony's supporting us in a different way now, still with our company. He's such a great team member, but hopefully those guys will be doing live trainings and getting you and your team up and running for everything you need. Great.
Well, listen, I know we have a couple more questions that have been chatted in, but I know there's some people in here who really want to hear about some exciting news to share. I saved the best for last, so we'll take one more question. Or how many do we have, Michael, please?
I got one in the chat line here from Lynn. What are the restrictions on the $20,000 dental cap versus the dental allowance?
Okay, so the allowance is an amount. So I'll give an example. So let's say you had a $2,000 allowance. You went in for cleanings, and X-rays. They knocked out 150. So you have $1,850 remaining. Then you go in for a root canal and this, that, and the other. But the member's going to pay $0 for all covered services. I mentioned before, we don't pay for cosmetic services, but covered services are going to be paid at $0. Now, once that total cost hits $2,000, if that was the benefit on that specific plan, then the member would pay 100% after they went over their allowance for the year. It's kind of like our checkbook. When it runs out, it's down to $0. On the DHMO, and again, I mentioned before, if they're a dual, they're probably not going to have copays. Yes, there will be. I haven't seen the fee schedule. There will be a few areas so there could be some copays for duals, but I'm told that the majority of the items are going to be at $0 copay. And for the non-duals, some of the things will have some copays. But just like today, when you look at something, it could be a procedure that has a $1,000. It might be $1,000 procedure, street value that what a dentist might charge. We might have it as low as $500. So it's still a tremendous savings, even for those non-preventive benefits that could have copays. We are assured that we'll be getting those schedules probably in mid-August. and you all would have availability to them. Just to be clear, for our 2022 plans, they have a copay, a dental schedule today. It's posted on our producer university on our agent website. And anytime somebody says, I need a copy, I mentioned our local teams, they'll email it to you too if you don't want to go and locate it on our resource center.
Great stuff. Great stuff, Tom. In respect for time, we're going to actually move on to the next session where I know there's probably a few more questions. We're going to have a contact page at the end so you guys can ask further questions. We'll do that. So I want to thank you, Tom. Can you guys give Tom a hand? Appreciate you, Tom, and sharing today. Great stuff. Great stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Tom.
Great job. Great job. So, guys, I'm going to try to pick up the pace a little bit. You guys already know who I am. We'll go ahead and skip this next page. Thank you, Michael, for doing that. Thank you. Thank you again, Tom. I just really want to tell you how much I appreciate you and the rest of the team. We wouldn't be your top FMO if it wasn't for all the great work you do. And what I'm excited about is that, as we have all heard this over the last, 15 years you've been in the business, that why Medicare and why now, that market is growing. And with all the challenges going on in our economy, I mean, all you got to do is turn on the TV station and you can hear every day about gas prices, cost of groceries, inflation, and Cigna has created some great opportunities to help the seniors with the benefits that they have, expanding their provider network. They're really looking out for what's best for those seniors out there that are going to be hurt the most by what's going on right now in our economy. And we got some great things I'm going to share with you guys as brokers and agency directors in the industry. It's going to benefit you greatly during these economically challenging times. The senior market is growing 10,000 people. You guys heard that, turning 65 every day. Currently, there's over 55 million seniors, and 10,000 of them are veterans on Medicare. So we have a great program to help them. I love that Courage Plan. We have actually a great lead program we're doing now to help veterans. And they need us more now than ever because Social Security and original Medicare, we all know, and the VA benefits are just not enough, especially during these challenging times. I mean, go to the grocery store. What used to cost, $5 is now $10. I mean, look at the cost of eggs and bread. I don't know how the average person's making it, especially when the average Social Security check is $1,200. $1,200. Most seniors in the low income, dual eligible market, I don't know how they're going to make it because most of them aren't even getting a pension. If they are getting a pension, it's a couple $100 a month. So they're looking at a monthly budget, maybe at best $1,500 a month. How can they pay for gas? How can they pay for eggs and bread and toilet paper, the basic necessities? I mean, they're in a real crisis. And that's why we're in this business, is to help people through these challenging times. And having the right kind of healthcare plan and insurance products can safeguard them through these challenging times. I worry about these seniors because most of us have seniors in our lives, our moms and dads, our grandparents, that are going to struggle, and we can get them relief that they need to get through it. Next slide, Michael. So something I'm excited about. Go ahead, Michael. What I love about helping the agents out on the streets at Medicare is that every year we get about a 5% increase, as Tom talked about. And that you can see that there on the national level with $601 this coming 2023 season, $678 in PA, DC, and Connecticut, California, New Jersey at $750. When I first started the business, it was $400. So it's grown tremendously. And that's what I loved about this overselling other insurance products. If you're new to Medicare Advantage, this is why so many people are excited about selling Medicare Advantage. One, it helps the client tremendously with all those bells and whistles you heard from Tom. Two, in many cases, it's zero premium. That's huge. And the agent, we make good money helping people in need. I mean, that's a win-win-win across the board. Great providers, great benefits. Clients get the help they need, offsets the costs going through challenging times like we are in now. And we get paid very well to explain, helping. I never looked at this as sales. I don't believe I've ever sold. I mean, most of you guys that have known my history in the business, I've done over 1,000 sales in a year, and I can do another workshop with you guys at a later date on how I did that. but I never looked at it as sales. I looked at it as I was helping, changing people's lives. It wasn't sales to me. And I got paid you're going to get paid $600 to do this for spending about an hour's time with a senior in need. It just blew me away. Blew me away. Thanks for the reminder, Michael. I got to pick it up. I know, but I'm just so passionate about how we're able to help people during these trying times. Next slide. Next slide, Michael. So just real quick about integrity, the brief overview. Some of you guys have probably questioned, you probably saw the reports that when we merged with integrity and why. I'm going to go through that real quick. Go ahead, Michael, please. Go ahead. So just so you guys know, just a little bit about integrity. The chairman of the board is Steve Young from the 49er days, which you guys remember him back in the day, MVP and a Super Bowl champion and Hall of Famer. Our CEO is Brian Adams. And when I got the chance to be introduced to these guys, I just loved the concept, loved the name of the company, loved what they were all about. And if you guys, you see, for global, we got to a point where we couldn't grow to where we need to be. I wanted to go into hyperspeed. And Steve and Brian and their concept with integrity, it was just going to give global the fuel we need to go big in all 50 states. Next slide, Michael. So I just also want to acknowledge Brian Adams. He recently accepted the award on behalf of integrity as the top-rated CEO according to BIPOC for employees, large companies for best in class for diversity. So shout out for Brian Adams and Steve Young and the entire integrity family for achieving that award. That just came out yesterday. Next slide. So real quick, some key bullet points you need to know and the whys behind it. We're over 20 billion. Get this. Since the company was originally started about 6 years ago, we've done over 12 billion in annual new premium. Pretty impressive. 11 million insurers covered. Get this. We went from 25 billion in assets under management just in January. Now it's up to 30 billion. 5 billion increase. Do you know we're 8 times bigger than the number 2 in the industry? 8 times bigger now. That's pretty impressive. I don't want to mention the number 2 competitor, but we really don't have any competition. We're bigger than all the other competition combined now. We have 475 carriers, namely Cigna Medicare, and 450,000 total agents out there selling annuities, selling med subs, selling Medicare Advantage. Why I stress that, because if you need someone that's best in class and get them on a call with you and show you how they do what they do, okay? Got some of the best agents in the country. We have over 6,000 employees behind the scenes working diligently to help you grow your business. And one thing I love about integrity, every single employee is a shareholder in the company, which is awesome. They benefit as well in terms of the success of the overall company. Isn't that huge? Next slide. We'll pick it up, Michael, I promise. Get this, 3 million, get this, projected to do over 3 million new to this year. So that's going to be a huge opportunity. And most of this is going to be Medicare beneficiaries. You're going to see why with the technology and the supports that we have. Next slide, Michael. So we believe when we made this move, we're going to be stronger together. So we're partnered now with a multi-billion-dollar company. We're recession-proof, pandemic-proof. That's important. We actually do better during tough times. And I have no doubt 2023 is going to be the best, by far our best AP ever, especially what you're about to hear shortly. And this stuff we're going to share with you shortly to get you excited. There's no blood in your veins. Keep going, Michael. So some amazing global premier perks. What makes us different than any other partner that Integrity has and any other FMO, IMO out there? Number one, we vest you guys day one. You're going to own your own book of business. Nobody's going to touch your check but you. You own your book. Free leads, including care-specific Medicare Advantage leads. Get this, we have over 60,000 just in Global's database of pre-qualified leads. Seniors, Medicare age seniors, 65 plus, that have raised their hand and said, somebody help me with these benefits. I'm confused. I'm lost in the maze. I don't know how this program works. Help me out. We have the best, you're going to see the best co-op program, so where you'll never have to pay for a lead drop ever in your career with our organization. Isn't that huge? Next slide, Michael. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. We give you lifetime renewals for all the carriers. That means as long as you have that contract, as long as that client stays alive, you're going to be paid 100% lifetime on that renewal. We have a virtual library of over 250 hours, recorded sessions. So if you want to learn more about VA benefits and how to work with TRICARE, we have great sessions on that. If you want to know how to do the virtual sales, if you want to know how to do final expense pre-need, if you want to know how to do a proper transition, how to do grassroots marketing, we have all that. We have a national platform, by the way, of over 2.4 million licensed agents. So for those that want to build an agency who can help you do that, we have our own licensing school with an enterprise training that'll help you guys. If you're new to the business or need your certifications, we'll help you get licensed and get your certifications done. Next slide. We have a multi-tiered training support, 250 hours, like I said, live Q&A webinars every week. Most of you guys that have know about us, it's one thing, we're very hands-on. We're there at a phone call or a text away from every one of our agents, but we do weekly live Q&A sessions. On Monday, we do Wednesdays with our mastermind. We do a Friday session for our leaders, career sponsored resources, FAQ page that's updated weekly. And we have one-on-one coaching sessions. Many agents that talk to me in the industry say, I never speak to my upline. I don't even know who my FMO is. Well, you're going to have me. I'm going to be there for you to coach you. All our agents and our organization know I'm a text and phone call away. If you need help in terms of doing a grassroots campaign or how to deal with this objection, we're there for you to help you get the support and the knowledge that you need. Next slide, Michael. You can't put a price on that. You can get a contract with anybody. You can get a contract with any IMA. Anybody can give you a contract. Anybody can pay for you. It's what they're going to do after they pay for you. Are they going to be there during your good times and also during your tough times? There's people that are in our organization that are going through crisis in their life. I'm there. I'm with them through that. We've had people that passed away, unfortunately, during the COVID crisis. We were there for them. Okay. If you're going through a tough moment, we're going to be there for you to help you through that. Anybody can pay for you is what they do after they pay for you. And you just can't, we're not going to treat you just like a number on a database. We want to make sure you're taken care of and you get the support that you need. Next slide. Thank you, Michael, for the reminders. So get this. This was unheard of. We launched this about 5 months ago. We give $200 marketing co-op for every new to Global Premier Benefits Medicare Advantage processed enrollments as a co-op. Is that huge? We also, for the GAs and MGAs and SGAs and FMOs, I gave them an extra $100 marketing co-op to help them build their business. Get this, we also give $1,000. If you bring someone to our organization, let's say you're working in a call center or you got some friends at an agency, they're just not happy. If you bring them over, or even as somebody that wants to get into the business, we're going to give you $1,000 for the referral. $1,000. If you bring 10 friends with you, we're going to cut you a check for $10,000. We also have a leadership summit every year. We just got back from Antigua last week. But next year, we're doing Grenada, and there'll be more details on another session. But we're doing all expense paid retreat for a week. Flights included, foods included, drinks included, to Grenada. We also we used to do this back in the day, 20 years ago. We gave out Rolex watch. The average Rolex watch is now $12,000 just for the base model. This year, we brought it back. We're going to give out Rolex watches to our top producers for this year. Is that amazing or what? $12,000 gifts for just doing your job, helping people. Next slide. So we already heard about the additional perks, best in technology. We have Sunfire, CSG quoting tool, customized CRM. We have the Connect Your app. We have Blue Button. We have everything you're going to need technology-wise with our partnership with Integrity. Next slide, Michael. Get this, new. For those that are building an agency or have aspirations to build an agency, we're the only organization eligible to earn the all-new scorecard bonus with Cigna Medicare. You can earn up to an additional $90 per enrollment plus your overrides. No one has this. Next slide. It's the best by far contract. It's called a preferred contract that any organization offers. The override for a GA is $80. You can see that there. For MGA, it's $130. SGA is $180. Pretty darn good just with that. But with the scorecard bonus, it actually an extra $30 to each level to give $110 for GAs. MGAs are now at $190. Do you know an FMO contract is? It's $200. It's the standard in the industry. Our MGAs are just $10 short what an FMO gets. And our SGAs surpass it by $70 at $270. So if you're an agency principal, is that pretty phenomenal or what? Hello, McFly. I feel like I'm in that show. What was it?
Awesome.
That
awesome. Is awesome, Tony. Awesome.
Yeah. So, guys, that is a huge opportunity to help you run your business. No one else has this. WellCare doesn't have it. United doesn't have it. No other Cigna FMO has this. You guys have that opportunity. This is huge. Next slide. And I want you guys, I'm supposed to say how things are good, right? Michael's supposed to say that. Tom's, we're supposed to say it, right? I'm supposed to sell you guys on how great things are. But I wanted you guys to hear from one of our top producers. She was Rookie of the Year, Shawanda Goins. She's one of the most impressive people I've ever met. It took her several years to make the decision to come with us. I don't know why she was hesitating. Maybe she can explain why. But we got Shawanda Goins. She was our 2021 Rookie of the Year. This lady crushed it. I mean, she blew it out the water. I mean, she started out gunblaze. I think it was this time last year when she started. She was scared. She was nervous. Didn't know if we were the real deal or not. You know, she had her concerns. She's like any other agent that's on this call, you know, because everybody's been blue sky. Everybody has been, hooked and crook at one time in this industry, because I know I have, but she can tell you her experience. Shawanda, are you there? Shawanda, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning,
How's
Mr.
everyone
Shawanda.
doing? Well, first of all, welcome to the best industry in the land, the insurance industry. I am so excited. But just to give you a little history, prior to joining Global Premier Benefits, I was a captive agent for 12 years. Yes, I was held captive to that one company, meaning I can only write policies for that one company. But when I became a broker just 1 year ago, I had the freedom and flexibility to write for multiple companies. I was nervous. Don't get me wrong. I was very nervous, but I did it. But I was able to search for specific plans to meet specific needs rather than trying to fit all of my clients into a certain mold. Now, timing is everything. The timing for me was perfect at that time during my life, at that time last year. I have no regrets for making that move. As a matter of fact, I wish I had made that move sooner. Now, you must have strong dedication to put in the necessary time to identify potential clients and nurture those positive relationships with your clients. Now, Global has a solid leadership team to help you create your own success. And I just love it. There's so many tools and resources available to help you navigate and provide the best solutions for those complicated scenarios, because we will face those every day. They also reward you for doing great. We just left Antigua last week, an all expense paid trip for a whole week. It was an amazing trip filled with great food, fun, fellowship, excursions, you name it. I had a chance to pick the brains of the top producers in the company. It was just an awesome, awesome trip. Now, next year, I will see everyone in Grenada who is willing to put the work in. So I'm so excited. I'm glad I made that move. And the future is bright, and I am happy to be here. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, love it. Thank you, Miss Shawanda. And you close it out right. You thank you, Jesus. Amen.
Thank you,
Amen.
Jesus.
So, real quick, Shawanda, quick question for you. I know guys, I appreciate y'all's patience. I thought this was special for you guys to hear from Shawanda. But Shawanda, real quick, there's a lot of people on here considering us. Is this the right move, right company? What would
This-
your advice be to them? Real quick, what would your advice be to that person that's sitting on the fence thinking about joining our organization?
Well, I'm going to tell you like this. There are no other companies out there offering a Rolex Club, Leadership Summit, $1,000 in recruiting bonus, $200 for co-op marketing dollars, a leadership team that is there only a phone or text or email away to help you be successful while you're out there in that field. Nobody else is offering that. When I left the company that I was with, four of us left at the same time. They don't get what I get. And I tell them every day, you need to come on board. You need to come on board. Nobody else is doing it. Integrity Global, they're doing great things. And I'm glad to be a part of it.
Amen. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Amen. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Shawanda. So guys,
You're welcome.
we're going to move forward. Thank you, Shawanda, for chiming in today.
You're welcome.
Guys, I'm going to close it out strong. So hang in there. Just give me 5 more minutes. I promise you'll be very impressed what you're going to hear next. Go ahead, Michael. So unheard of in co-op marketing campaign for your AEP. You guys ready for this? Next slide, Michael. Next slide. New for you, the agent. If you're an agent, you need help. We understand what's going on out there. I've heard from the agents, things are financially tight. Gas is twice as expensive. Food, marketing, everything's tough out there. We're going to give an extra $1,000 co-op marketing dollars if you start your contracting by July 31st. You're a brand new person to Global. You're in Kentucky, New York, Arizona. You're new to the family. If you get contracted, because there's a lot of work we got to do. One, we got to get your lead orders ready. We got to get you trained up. But if you get your contract done by July 31st, we're going to have $1,000 put aside for you and a marketing allowance to help you pay for your leads, invest in your leads. We have all different kinds of lead programs that Mike will show shortly. But that's a huge offer. That's only one of them. I got another one coming up last. Best always for last. But I thought this would be huge for those new agents that may be struggling financially to get started. We're going to give you $1,000 co-op marketing program to get you off to the right start to have your record AEP. What do you guys think of that? Wow.
That's awesome.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Now that's for agents now that are new, that have never been with Global, coming to us for the first time. We're going to give you $1,000 to get you started. Okay. Next slide, Michael. Next slide. So what kind of leads? People ask about our leads all the time. We have the Glengarry leads, not the cheap leads, the good leads. You get the Glengarry leads because you are a closer. Michael, play that out. These leads are reliable leads, free premium leads, pre-qualified leads, and no cold calling absolutely allowed in our leads.
These are the new leads. These are the Glengarry leads. And to you, they're gold. And you don't get them. Why? Because to give them to you is just throwing them away. They're for closers.
Y'all remember that movie? Some of you old timers. But you guys are going to get the Glengarry leads. Isn't that nice? The ones they kept in the safe. We're getting the safe open for you to get those leads. What do y'all think of that? Next slide, Mike. Woo! All right. So types of leads, real quick. We have extra help leads. We have the diabetic lead. We have Medicare AEP lead. We have the state-sponsored lead, which is for PAD and SPAP programs. We have the veteran lead, what I spoke of. We also do Facebook leads, voice-verified leads, internet leads, carrier-specific Medicare leads. As I said earlier, we have over 60,000 leads in inventory, plus the integrity lead program, which we're going to do a special meeting in the next couple of weeks about those type of leads. Pretty incredible lead program. There's nobody can touch the type of leads. We got amazing leads. We've been coming out with a YouTube lead. And that's not on there. And a special new lead. Go ahead, Michael, the next slide, please. We have what's called a double opt-in lead. What is a double opt-in lead? Some of you guys have never heard of this. The amazing John Gordine, one of the best guys in this industry, is on our team. This guy's he's forgotten more about IT and lead generation than most people even know. But he's created this new lead called a double opt-in lead, where someone actually mails in a card or calls a TV commercial or communicates with. We actually have a live person call them, do a survey with this person to get additional information, like what Medicare plan they on, what are they paying for the Medicare? Are they on Medicare Sup? Are they original Medicare? Do they have a Medicare Advantage? What company it is? What are they looking for in terms of their benefits? What's your favorite color, your favorite food? So we know it's legit. So when you make that call back to that client, this client actually opted in twice. They made the original opt-in by mailing the card in. Then there's a second opt-in. We actually have a live telemarketer call them to dive deeper on this lead to make sure it's legit. What do y'all think of that? Hello?
Amazing. I love
Awesome.
it. That
Is that
awesome.
incredible?
Yes.
I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. If you can't close a double opt-in lead after all that work's been done, you probably are in the wrong profession. I mean, only thing else we could have done for the person is close it for you. That's your job. You have to close. This is the Glenn Gary leads on steroids. Okay? Next slide. Go ahead, Michael. I'm going to close it up, Michael. I promise. I promise. Best for last. It's coming, guys. It's coming. It's coming. Shocking news. What's new? Global Premier Benefits is going to be offering you a special co-op program for every new to Cigna Medicare Advantage enrollment. You're going to get an additional, for agents only now. This is not for the MGAs, GAs, but they have a great scorecard. They got all kinds of other incentives and campaigns. This program is a co-op based on the CMS guidelines. Now we got to keep it compliant for marketing expenses. You're going to get an additional for the agents. Program is available to the agents only. Agent contract. You're going to get an extra $100 of marketing dollars. I thought I'd get some woohoos. Is that awesome?
That is insane. Wow.
So next slide. Go watch this. Look at this. So you guys saw this earlier. So if you're selling it, for example, if you're selling like in Maryland or Arizona or in Alabama, Mississippi, you're getting $601. That's an extra $100 on top of that 601. If you're in PA, DC, Connecticut, I know we got several people on this call that are in those regions, in those states. Instead of 678, you're getting an extra 100. That's now 78. We've got many on the call from California and New Jersey. Instead of 750, that's now 850. Okay, and that's going to be paid out on a schedule. So you're getting the money during AEP to help you with expenses. Because we have a clear understanding this next quarter could be very challenging for people financially with all that's going on in the economy. We want to help you guys get through that so you can still have enough resources to invest in your leads, invest into your banners, your pens, your hats, your banners, anything that's marketing related, business related. It's going to cover that expense for you, and you're going to get $100 per enrollment. Next slide.
I have a question.
Yes.
Does that incentive start now or does it start in AEP?
It's going to start for September 1 effectives.
Okay.
October 1 effectives. So it's going to be the tail end of lock-in, which is September 1. It's going to ride into October 1 effectives, which is the last month of lock-in. So it's going to count for end of lock-in and the beginning of AEP throughout AEP. So it's really September 1 effectives, October 1 effectives, November 1 effectives, December 1 effectives, and January 1 effectives. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Now, there's some stipulations on it, details we'll follow in another meeting because I know we're short on time. but that's a huge opportunity. So if you do, our typical agent can do anywhere from 80 to 100 plus enrollments. That 100 enrollments, you're looking at $10,000 to offset some of your marketing expenses during AEP. That is huge. No one's doing that in the industry. No one.
It's definitely huge.
Excuse me?
But that is definitely huge.
Absolutely. And that's for all
That
our
is
team
huge.
members that are with the agent contract level. Like I said, that's not for MGAs, GAs, and SGAs because they already get overrides. They get co-ops. We want to put money in the hands of the agents that are out there slaving on the streets, knocking on the doors, on the phones 8, 9, 10 hours a day. We want to make sure they have their expenses covered during these economically challenging times. What do y'all think of that?
That's awesome.
That is amazing.
I'm glad you
That
guys
just
like it.
makes me want to hug everybody. Thank
All
you.
right. All right. So we'll have more details following in other meetings. The clear thing is there's a lot of new people on this call. What are we looking for? We're looking for people with a positive attitude, guys. I will not put up with negativity. Anybody who knows me, you know, I'm a giving and loving and caring person. I know no one's perfect. We have our moments. I have mine, but you need to see that glass being half full versus half empty. And you all know there's agents out there. No, you can give them $1 million, they find a way to complain. You know, I don't deal with that. You live in the greatest country ever in world history. I know we're going through some challenges now. We'll get through it. We always did. We got through 9/11. We got through the recession. You know, we got through we got through COVID. We'll get through this time too. We will, but we need to stick together as a team, as a family, and stay positive. I will not deal with negativity. I will not on this team. If you can't be positive, please stay with your FMO you with now, because we don't want that kind of negative energy. It's a spirit. We don't want that spirit of strife in our organization. And are we clear on that?
Yes.
Absolutely. So strong
Yes.
work ethic is key. You got to be able to work, guys. You can't make 6 figures in this business unless you're willing to put in the hours. You got that strong work ethic. You got to have the sales skills to succeed. Sales is an art form. This is not a transactional business. A lot of these agents get into the business. They think all I got to do is take applications. That's not how it works. This is a relationship business. Transactional agents fail at this. They have the worst persistency. They don't make any money because they don't realize it's a relationship business. People are going to buy in this business because of one reason, and that's you. What's the number one thing you got to sell in this business? Somebody tell me. You got to sell you. If you can't sell you, it ain't no leads going to help you. No product's going to help you. No network's going to help you. No giveaways are going to help you. No perks are going to help you. If you can't sell you, get out the business. The people buy you. They don't buy rates. They don't buy products. They don't buy the company. They don't buy any of that nonsense. They buy you. If you don't make the enrollment, if they don't sell, you know, they don't buy from you, it's because they didn't like you and what you were trying to tell them. Okay? This is a relationship business. When I went out there in the field, first thing I did is I hugged my clients. I dropped my briefcase on the floor and gave them a hug. Even the men, I gave them a man hug. And I would go around the house and appreciate the beautiful beauty of their house. I don't care if they lived in the slums. I wanted to acknowledge where they live. I noticed the pictures on the wall. We would talk about whatever faith they were involved in. Man, I was like a long lost relative coming home again. You know, if they were men on washing dishes, I went in and dried. You know, if they were vacuuming the floor, I would help them move the furniture around. If they were babysitting one of the great grandbabies, you know, I would help them feed the great grandbaby. You know, if they were mowing the lawn, I'd come in and help. I mean, it was about a relationship. Sales is about building quality relationships. And when you do that, your clients will stick to you to the day they die and send you everybody in their family they know that needs your product. That's how sales works, not transactional. It's relationship. You got to have some tech savviness to you. We got some great tech tools. Guys, you got to be able to operate the basics in IT. Get yourself up to speed on that if you're not. But you got to be somewhat tech savvy. You got to be financially stable. If you're 50 years old living in your mama's basement, God help you. We will pray for you. But if you're financially destitute, this is the wrong business to get in because you're going to be selling for the wrong reason. Okay. I know it's been tough out there. But guys, you got to be somewhat stable. You got to have that entrepreneur spirit. This isn't a 9-to-5 punch a clock kind of job, $20 an hour type job. Those type of mindset people don't make it in this business. You got to have that entrepreneur spirit and a spirit of helping change people's lives. You have to have a sincere desire to help these seniors out there in need because they need help. Do y'all know over 20 million seniors out there right now qualify for extra help and don't even know it? That's an extra $5,000 worth of benefits that they qualify for the Social Security Administration and don't even know it. Many of them out there are struggling unnecessarily, and we can give them the help they need, but they just don't know where to go. So you got to have that spirit, not to make money, but to change. If you go out there and want to just change people's lives and save their life, the money will come in droves. That's what it's about. It's a servitude job. You're a servant of the people. The money will come. If you're that type of person, we want you on our team. Next slide, Michael. So, Michael, I'll give the mic back to you because I wore my voice out.
Yeah, you need to drink some water, Tony. All right. So here we've been doing these webinars in our history. We get the same questions towards the end of the session every time. How do I get contracted? What do I do now? I'm ready to get started. So we're going to email you a little wrap up email with a link to get contracted. If you don't want to wait for that, if you're just ready now, go to our website, globalpremierbenefits.com. And there's a button at the top that says get contracted. Pretty straightforward. Next question I always get, can I catch a recording of this? I missed the first 10 minutes, or I had to jump off early, or I want to show this to my friend, or whatever. Yeah, everything we do is recorded. Any meeting we host is always in our bank, right? So we have a copy of this. It'll be available later today. What I'm going to do is trim it up and then send it out to you guys in that email with the contracting instructions. And then I always get how do I find out more about you guys? I mean, there's always our website, right? You can always go Google us, check our YouTube channel, all that kind of stuff. But I openly invite you all to join our weekly meetings. Every Monday, we have content that we curate, usually industry updates or contracting updates or something that we share on our end. And then Wednesdays is really unique. Wednesdays are an open forum Q&A style opportunity to share experiences you've had or challenges you're looking to overcome or something to that effect, where we have everybody in our organization is open to that call. So you've got years and years and years of experience on that call from the pros who've been in this business for a long time, paired with the newbies who just got started, who want to know what direction to take and how to best handle objections and so on and so forth. So that's a tremendous training tool as well. And then if you're an agency principal, we have a Friday weekly call as well. That's not listed on here, but that's for the agency principals exclusively. That's on Fridays. So those are the common questions I have. I always receive. So I put those together here on this list. And I know we have some Q&A. I think I see 5 or 6 questions in the chat that we've saved for the end there. But Tony, I'll throw it back to you for the next.
Okay, great. Thank you, Michael. Go ahead. Next slide. So important, guys, the deadline for starting contracting for the global in time, the right business for AEP, and get you trained up, get your lead orders, because it's going to take us time to get the lead orders. We got to do our lead drops for you in August. So that's why we have a deadline Sunday, July 31st to get the $1,000. Plus, so we can do our work on your behalf so you're ready. Proper preparation is key in this business. Many agents that fail, they start preparing for AEP October 15th. You're already lost. You're too late. It starts now. It starts now. So by Sunday, July 31st, you got well over a week to make a decision, because if you got to get released, that takes time. By the way, the release deadline for most carriers is August 31st. So it might be some time. As long as you get your contract in, we will still honor the $1,000 for you. As long as you get your contract in by July 31st now. It might be 2 to 3 weeks after to get it processed, get your release. But as long as your contract's in by Sunday, July 31st, if you're a new agent, you get $1,000 in your marketing co-op support for you guys. Sorry about that, guys. I apologize. I'm a little rusty today because of COVID. I'm beating them down. I'm in that 9th round Michael, and I'm beating them. Okay, I'm still up on points. I got one more round to go. So, but this is going to ensure you get your $1,000 co-op marketing money. Okay, next slide, Michael. So contact. You got Michael there. He's our chief recruiting officer at 443-478-2853. You got additional questions, you can email him there. And that's mkaplan@globalcarebenefits.com. You can reach me direct. Most people I found out in this industry they can't even contact their IMO or FMO, let alone even know who they are. You're going to have me directly. This is my cell phone number. Call or text me. I respond best by text, but my phone number is 443-253-3634. You can text or call me or email me at tholland@globalcarebenefits.com. Feel free to reach out to us anytime. Next slide, Michael. Questions? Michael, what do we have?
All right, so I'm just collecting here. In the chat line, by the way, you guys, I just put our contact info, so you can copy that and save it. Dwayne asked and Tom answered via chat about dental implants. So it's actually not, I'll just read the message here. It basically says, we don't have a copy of the dental fee schedules yet, but we should have them mid-August just to make sure that they're approved for distribution. Cigna will post on the Resource Center online, and you can also get a copy from the BSRs and the sales teams once they're approved in a couple weeks. So that answers that. I just wanted to make sure I read that. Sal was asking if we could add our contact info. Yeah, actually, funny enough, that's on screen just a moment ago, and I also put it in the chat. So hopefully you were able to catch that. Lynn was asking, oh, the double opt-in's nice. Yes, those are great. We're very excited for that. Recordings. Yep. So we record everything, as I was saying, Lynn. The recordings are available via a link I'll send you to your email once it's available later today. So just keep an eye out for your email. What enrollment platforms does your company use for enrollments? Julio was asking. Well, there's a bunch. There's a couple through Integrity, and then of course every carrier has their own as well. We are very, very familiar with Connecture. And then also the tool with Integrity kind of mirrors Connecture's platform in terms of its functionality and appearance. So if you're familiar with that, you're going to have no challenges whatsoever. But then also, you can always just stick with paper. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a little slower, but you can always use that. Lynn was asking CMS recordings of clients. Oh, sorry. I didn't know what you were clarifying. The CMS recordings, we are figuring that out. Basically, it's new for us, but Integrity is coming down with a solution for that.
Whoa. Time out. Let me answer this question. Wrong. Let me answer. We already have that. We've had that for years. That's already part of our Zoho system with the recordings. And we already have that again with Integrity. So we have two options. One through us with Global, which we've had since 2014. We've always had that. But also Integrity has an enrollment platform that we have in place that records the call for you. So that's already done, and double done. Yeah, we have it. We were the first to have it, the first. And Integrity just came out with theirs, 3 weeks ago. And more will follow on that. We'll have some workshops about that, but yes, we have that. It's well covered. Next question, Michael.
Thanks, Tony. I got one here. Please share how all, and I'm not sure what this actually says. NYL, I assume that's New York Life, Cigna, and Global are articulated. I'm going to be honest, Andres, I don't know what you're really asking there. If you wouldn't mind maybe unmuting yourself and clarifying or typing in a little more clarity. I want to make sure I answer that, but I'm not quite sure what you're asking on the front end.
Why don't we go to the next question? Let him chat that in. Go to the next question. He can chat in what he wants. Go ahead, Michael. Next question.
I think that's the last one. There was a couple of people that just signed back in, so I gave them the microphone again. So if you have a question, you can unmute yourselves. I just gave the ability back. Dolores, I see your hand is raised. Alba, I see your mic is undone. Fire away, guys.
This is Dolores.
Hi, Dolores.
Hello. I wanted to know is that $1,000 incentive also if you are just contracting to recruit agents?
I didn't hear. Can you rephrase the question? I didn't quite hear that.
Okay, I'm
Can you repeat
asking if the $1,000 incentive for people to contract, is that also an incentive for people who are contracting to be recruiters?
Yes. Yeah. So anybody that's new to us, the $1,000, as long as they get their contract in by July 31st, the timing is critical because there's 2 to 3 weeks for processing. Then you got 2 to 3 weeks possible added on that if they got to get a release. We want to make sure people are trained up, leads are ordered. We don't want to do any lead orders, come October, you're not going to get any leads back. So we got a lot to do. So yes, well, $1,000 to recruit. Yeah, $1,000.
But I'm new. Sorry. I'm sorry, I'm not new, but I'm new to recruiting.
Oh, got it. Yeah, the $1,000 is for any new recruit that's brought to you. You get the $1,000, and if that new recruit comes on board by July 31st, they get the $1,000.
Okay, got it.
I have a question.
Yes.
Does CMS still have the secret shoppers when you set up an event?
Yes, they always have secret shoppers. Yes.
Oh, okay. It's been a while.
Yes. Secret shoppers are still out there. Yes. Next question.
I see one in the chats here. Are you working with any valued base care provider in Florida, Cigna Med, and so on?
Yes, we are. Yes, we do have that. Yeah, absolutely. We were the biggest referral generator for a company called Oak Street out of Chicago. So yes, we have big relationships with all the major providers in that arena. Yes. Good questions, by the way. Really good questions. I'm shocked. Awesome questions. Give me another if you have.
We've got a question. I believe you need to complete carrier certification. Can you forward the link? Well, so for carrier certification, that's, if I'm not mistaken, that comes from the carrier, does it not?
Yes. Yeah. So, you can reach out to Michael or myself in regards to that, but each carrier has its own certification. So you just go into the link for each carrier. They can have that set up for you in terms of doing their module training and certification. That's another thing with Cigna. Just so you guys know, we represent all the carriers, Humana, Aetna, WellCare. Cigna is our primary focus because we have the preferred contract. As you guys saw earlier, we have the tightest relationship of all the carriers is with Cigna, but every carrier has their own module training and certification. So make sure you go to that company that you need to certify with. We can help you with those links, but it's pretty easy to do. And just reach out to each carrier and they can send you their certifications. They should have already sent you guys emails, by the way. If you're contracted with them, they've sent you an email in regards to the certification already. Next question, Michael.
I think that's the final one from the chat box.
Yeah, and don't forget, guys, AHIP's already been out for 2023. If you haven't done it, do it now. Please don't wait till the last minute. We see that happen all the time. People procrastinate. Do it now. Get it done and out of the way now. It doesn't take that long. And by the way, it's open book. Every year people are scared about the AHIP. It's open book. Just so you guys know, I'll give you guys a hint. The questions they give you at the end of each section, they're actually those same questions are going to be hint on the final exam. So make sure you can copy those, use it as a study guide. The same questions are going to be answered in the final exam. So the agents that are in the know, when you take each section, and you take the little pop quizzes at the end, copy that, download that and use it as a study guide. So when you take the final exam, the same questions pop up. Hint, hint. It's an open book. It's like a cheat sheet. It's there. Nobody should fail. Hey, if you fail AHIP, there's something wrong because the questions are in the same questions they give you at the end of each section. Is everybody clear on that? That alone, Michael, was worth them being on this call to learn that.
Right.
Hint. the questions are the same questions at the end of each section. They just jumble them up, you know? So there's 10 at each end of each section. Those same questions are going to be in that. They're just going to jumble them up, but it's the same exact question with the same exact answer. Hint, 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 hint.
Oh, we do have another one. Are you working with any MSO to contract independent doctors except work with Cigna on the MAPD plans?
Say that again, Michael.
Yeah. All right. So are you working with any MSO to contract independent doctors except work with Cigna on the MAPD plans?
It said accept work?
Yeah. I don't know if that's missing a word. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
independent doctors.
I think on the surface, yes, on that. I think he's talking about MSOs. You know, yes, we do that work, but that's something that we hand off to the specific carrier, namely Cigna, to run with that. So, yeah, the answer on that, yes. Next question. Michael, any other questions?
I don't see any. Just making sure everybody has their microphone. Yeah. So you all have the ability to unmute yourselves. So just want to make sure you know that. But I don't see any more in the chat line.
Great. Well, guys, I want to thank you guys for joining. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me or Michael. And I'm going to close it out. I really enjoyed the session. And I do apologize if I didn't come off as well as I need to. I mean, you know, dealing with this COVID thing, I didn't want to miss out. I know I'm supposed to probably be, you know, taking it easy. I don't know how to take it easy. I get that all the time from people. You just go, called the Energizer Bunny in the business. It's like, I don't know how to take it easy. Or, you know, when I'm on vacation, I'm working. So it's just the way I'm wired. Next slide, Michael. You could. But I just want to, again, thank you guys for, you know, being here today. It is an incredible opportunity. Cigna's been a huge partner of ours, 13 years running now. Their expansion is awesome. I'm really excited about the additional areas, 170 new counties and 3 major states that we're excited in. The benefits are better than I've seen in years. That HRA to $75 on top of our $100, on top of the overrides and the amazing commissions you get, the additional providers. I mean, 400,000 providers is huge. Best in class in leadership, and to now be a partner with Integrity. And what Integrity really did for us is it just put us on you know, it's just like, it was like going from, you know, a nice sports car, say a Corvette, a nice sports car going to a Bugatti. You know, it just took us to a whole nother level. That what I want to see, that what used to take people 5 years to reach a certain level of success, they're going to be able to do that half the time with the technology. It's more of an insure tech company. They do things differently. It's like the Amazon of the insurance business. And every week they're coming out with a new partner. I don't know if you guys heard yesterday. It was Patrick Bet David. I think that's his name. The founder of People Helping People is now a partner. We got Hubert Humphreys. We got now Craig Ritter. I mean, it's amazing. You know, all the amazing partners. We got 180 of the best ever IMOs in the industry, and I'm proud to be one of those. And what I want to do is see more people. I know we didn't share that today in the meeting, Michael, about the pathway to partnership, but I'm helping other people become partners, you know, across the country with Integrity. You know, every day I'm fielding, you know, 1 or 2 calls from people outside the organization. Tony, how can you get me, you know, a seat, you know, in the front row on getting an offer? I enjoy that. You know, my next phase in my business, I'm 52. You know, and I wouldn't be where I am today without my wife. Kathy's been an amazing team member of mine. You know, and I thank the good Lord that she's in my life, and you know, God has blessed us tremendously. We've been through the ups and downs, and you know, we've been blessed with this partnership. But I want to pay it forward to other people. I want to see other people that are on this call, or people that I haven't even met yet, to be able to see the American dream realized for them. There's a whole nother world out there on the equity side. You know, I want to be able to help people, you know, leave a generational wealth to their family and a legacy to help them and their children and grandchildren and great-grand. I want that for everybody, you know, and it's just tremendous that I never had the opportunity to offer that when I was an independent IMO. We did great. I mean, we did, you know, more sales than anybody, you know, in our space, especially with Cigna. But being a now partner with Integrity, now sky's the limit. There's no limitations. I can help other people become IMOs and FMOs. I can help other people become equity partners. You know, I can help other people make not just 7-figure income, but 8-figure income, become equity side partners with Integrity. This company is exploding. And I'm so honored to be a part of that. And I'm honored to be able to work with you guys. You know, I work for you guys, you know, and I'm going to do everything I can. You know, I'll get my shirt off my back. People that know me personally, I love my team. It's the most rewarding experience of my life. You know, and I want to leave a legacy in other people, especially those on this call today, to help change and save lives. And we're going to get through these economic challenges. We're going to have our best AEP. And I just want to thank you guys for joining today. May God continue to bless you and your families. And I look forward to working with you and hearing from you guys very soon. Be blessed.